Well, good evening, and welcome to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast, where we inspire, we encourage, and we empower you to live a blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. I'm Anna. I'm your host. I'm a retired school teacher, an educational consultant, a jury consultant, a health consultant, and I'm also a certified cake instructor. So, I bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to our conversations. So, in each episode, we try to delve into topics that enrich your lives, from educational and personal development to health and wellness, and of course, the art of jewelry making. So this is done by me providing knowledge or workshops. Sometimes I have guest speakers who come on. So I'm just asking you to join me as we explore inspiring stories, expert insights, and practical advice to help you live a blessed and fulfilling lifestyle. I want to thank you again for joining me this evening, and for tuning in to Sweet Blessings, where every conversation is a treasure. So let's get started. I'm starting a new series, and the name of this series is Joyful Educators Matter. Okay? And so I do want to say we're going to go to a commercial, but I just want to say this before we go to the commercial, and then when we get back, we'll be ready to get started. What happens when the people who are shaping our children's future begin to lose their joy? So, in this episode, we explore why educators' joy and sustainability are essential not for teachers, but for every child they inspire. Educators pour their hearts into shaping young minds, but who is pouring back into them? Let's go to commercial. When we come back, we're going to delve into that topic. Oh, I got some comments, y'all. Let's see who it is. Let's see what they're saying before we go to commercial. Um, Terry says hello. Oh my God, what school? I don't know what you mean by that, but okay. But anyway, let's go to commercial, and then we come back. We're going to delve into this topic. Remember, joyful educators matter.
CTR Media Network is now accepting new podcasters to join our growing network that's reaching 350 million global listeners. Have you heard? CTR Media Network offers podcast production, podcast training, distribution, and product placement. Book us for your next event or schedule an interview with CTR Media Network podcasters today. To learn more, go to ctrmedianetwork.com.
Okay, welcome back. I'm Anna. I'm your host of Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. And today our topic is educators, joyful educators matter. And so, you know, have you ever thought about behind every thriving classroom is an educator who has found a way to stay inspired, supported, and sustainable in the work they love? And, that is so, 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 I'm not, it is so important, Okay, because most times, anyway, let's go on. So I want to just say welcome back to Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers show and podcast. So in today's episode titled Joyful Educators Matter, we're talking about something that impacts every child, every classroom, and every community, the well-being of our educators. Teacher, Teaching is a calling that requires patience and passion and creativity and heart. But for educators to continue inspiring young minds, they must also experience joy, support, and sustainability in their work. So today we'll explore why joyful educators make such a difference and how supporting them can help students flourish. So, as I told you before, I am a retired school teacher. I taught for many, many years, and basically my degree was in early childhood education. But I taught it all. I taught adults. I taught different subjects. I taught science. I've been, in administrative. I'm going to say that I have been an innovative teacher. So sometimes things happen that make us stifled. Okay. And I'm proud to say that I'm still working, even though I'm retired. I'm still doing some consulting for the state, and so I help other people try to motivate them and to show them as well. So I do have a little. I always got a little presentation for y'all. So let me bring it up because really and truly, I might be all over the place tonight, but joyful educators do matter. So I'm going to try to get to my notes because I got notes everywhere for this thing because this is my field, so I am just eternally grateful to be able to share some of the things that have happened to me in the course of this and things that help you not to be burned out and all of those things. So let me see what I have here. Okay. Joyful educators matter. Educators need joy and sustainability because teaching is not only a profession, it's a calling that requires emotional energy, creativity, patience, and long-term commitment. When educators experience joy and sustainability or sustainable support, have a sustainable support system, they are better able to serve their students. And I think what they mean there, like when you're teaching, when you have that support system, because when you have a great support system and everybody is working, that's why I help sites to become nationally accredited. It helps them get grants and and things like that. And it helps them get more money. But it's important that their surrounding, they're able to, not just the teachers, but everyone should be able to experience joy, and they should have a good support system. And if you notice, those schools that are being honored or those teachers that are being honored, they have that. They have that. But they're few. there are just few. So as we move on, look at this. Every time I do this, I have that little thing. I don't know why it does that. It's probably gonna be like that on all of them. It's not like that when I do it, y'all. Why we need joyful educators. We want to prevent burnout. Teaching can be demanding with long hours, emotional investment, and increasing responsibility. Joy restores energy, while sustainability creates systems that protect the educators. And so, well, I'm going to go on because I think it might be the next slide or something we're going to talk a little bit about. But when your teachers are joyful and they really are enjoying themselves, they don't get burnt out. They're enjoying themselves. They're loving what they do. But unfortunately, in some of the schools and some of the systems, you have different personalities, and sometimes people just won't let you do your job, okay? Or there's jealousy. There's all kind of plays that go into it, and you really have to be, I'm going to say, a strong individual. Now, myself, I taught in the public school system, but there's different teaching ways. Just like I said just a few minutes ago, that I also help daycares get their national accreditation. So it's a different type of teaching, but it's teaching. So when I say that we're educators, we all are educators. It doesn't matter whether we're a parent or whatever. We are educators. But tonight, what I'm talking about is those who are handling your children, and they need help. Sometimes they need help. It's not just the school system, but the parents need the help as well. It's not. It's a team. It's a team, y'all. It is a team. So when you have that, guess what? It improves the student's outcome. Students learn best from teachers who are engaged, enthusiastic, and emotionally present. When educators feel joyful and supported, they bring more creativity, patience, and passion into the classroom. Now, I'm going to say that, I was fortunate as a teacher because I experienced quite a few different types of programs. I did not start off being the traditional teacher where you have the classroom setting and all of that. I had a classroom, but I started off teaching motivational language arts. And motivational language arts was a program for 7th and 8th graders. Remember I told you I taught everything. Who were 2 to 3 years behind in their reading and math scores. And so I was given the opportunity to be creative and use creative things to reach those students. Now, this was early on in my teaching profession. And because they were 7th and 8th, and because they were older children, that's when I really realized that the older children were not for me. Not that it's just that I felt like you get a little bit more involved emotionally with them as opposed to the babies. So my degree is truly in early childhood education, but I do have endorsements and stuff so where I can teach other things as well. So just keep in mind, when your teachers are joyful, it improves the students' outcome. And guess what? It supports long-term careers. Many educators leave the profession within the first 5 years due to stress and lack of support. Sustainability helps educators maintain balance, manage workloads, and stay in the professional mode longer. it's true that many, and I'm going to say that I believe it is due to stress and lack of support, but I'm also going to say lack of knowledge. And I don't mean lack of knowledge as far as education, but I'm going to say lack of knowledge as when it comes to discipline. Because the first thing that you must accomplish as a teacher is discipline. And that is one of the things that they do not teach you in school. They don't teach you classroom management and how you handle your class. And that's why I believe many educators leave the profession within the first 5 years. Yes, they're stressed because they don't know what to do and how to do it. So you basically have to come up with your own methods. And that's where that creativity comes into play. But keep in mind, you all, that what we're trying to build and support is long-term careers. We want our children or our babies to have long-term careers. And they can have that if they have educators who are joyful. So keep that in mind, because it's not only that, but also they have to battle with parents as well. I don't know why. It's all different types of parents. I'm retired now, but I can say that there's all different types of parents. You get those parents that are going to support you. You get those parents that are very critical of you. You get those parents that don't understand the system at all. You get those parents that think that you are a miracle worker. So, like I said, they're all different types of parents. And most people don't know how to deal with that as well. And so they don't have the knowledge and things like that to do that. So we're going to take a brief break now and go and have a commercial, and then we'll be right back.
Oh my goodness, the mailman came. I hope my sweet little thing cookie's in here. I just hope it's in here. Let me see. Let me open this up. That's it. That's it. Sweet little thing cookie. That sweet little thing cookie. Oh, I'ma have me a ball now. Let me just get this right here. Little thing cookie. That sweet little thing cookie. Oh yeah. I finally got my cookies. This sweet little thing cookies. Oh yeah. I'ma have fun. This package kinda big though. Man, it got a lot of cookies. Oh yeah, this the best day ever. I'm trying to tell you, I got my cookies, and I'm gonna eat these cookies, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. Wait, what?
Marie, what you doing, man? You can't have those cookies right now. I'm sorry, we about to eat dinner. Once we finish dinner, then you can have those cookies. Go ahead, put them up. Go ahead, put them up.
Are you serious, bruh? I got sweet Lestain cookies, and now I gotta wait for dinner? Fine, can I at least look at the cookies? Thank you. Oh my goodness, I have waited all this time now. I gotta do all this. Fine. Oh yeah. I got my hands on some sweet Lestain cookies. But I can't eat them right now because bruh talking about I gotta wait to dinner. Okay, I'ma do that. But once I finish that, it's gonna be on, y'all. Oh my goodness, the mailman came. I hope
and my classroom would be on their best behavior. Only because they set their own rules. I don't care what class I had, whether, usually with adults you don't have to set rules, but, with teenagers and little ones and everything, we have to have classroom rules. And all of them know that. So, since we have to have the classroom rules, why can't you make up your own rules? Why I got to be the one? And I've always been that way. I have always let them make up their rules. That's the only thing that I did. I let them make up their rules. And it showed ownership. So when I got my class, I don't care whether it was the babies, because when you get the babies at 3 and 4 year olds, they know the difference between right and wrong. Okay, and they're able to comprehend, and they're able to make rules too. And so I would just go around and let everyone give me a rule, and I would write it down on the board. Everybody's rule would be on the board. Then we would sit back, I'm serious, and we would look at those rules and we would say, can we combine some of these rules? It was a work in progress. And they would look at them, and they would say, yes, this one over here and this one over here, they're kind of like the same. And we would combine them till we got down to like 10 rules, and we would have 10 classroom rules, okay? So after we have developed our rules, and I tell them that I'm going to post these rules so everybody can look at them. It doesn't matter whether they're 3 or 4, they can't read, but word recognition is there so that they can. I used a lot of color in my my early days with the babies, and I'll tell you what I did with the upper ones as well. So with they made their rules. Then we had to decide, not me, I never made, what will be your consequences if we break the rules? Let them come up with it. They're harder on themselves than you could ever be. And they're going to, that's why they retaliate at school. Because you've given them some rules. Let them make up their own rules. And then let them make up their own consequences for their rules when they break them. And baby, believe me, they're not going to break, because the other students going to say, ooh, that's not what we're supposed to do. They're going to do that. I don't care if it's the babies or the other ones. And I'm going to tell you, I could be absent. Okay, now, I did give them chances, you all. I did not, I wasn't a mean teacher. I gave them chances. So with my babies, my early childhood babies, I used the traffic light as my incentive, because they could understand the traffic light. When they come to school at 3 and 4 or 5, they know about the traffic light because they've been in the cars with their parents. They know red means stop. They know yellow means cautious. They know that green means go. And so I made a traffic light. And I made clothespins to put on the traffic light. And so when they were good, they were on the green of the traffic light. If they were on the red, that means that they were in trouble. And each person had three clothespins, so you had 3 chances. And I rewarded them on the week, on Fridays. We had fun day, all kinds of things. I really never had any problem. In my upper, and let me tell you, the traffic lights are so easy to do because I have no problems in going places and getting things from things. So I went to the pizza place in my neighborhood and asked them for circles. Perfect. Those circles are perfect for traffic lights. So I'm I'm also going to give you some little resources and, and things like that. But also for the older children, I used the McDonald's French fries. thing. I made a bulletin board, and each French, the things that the French fries come in. I went to McDonald's and asked them for the French fries cups, and they gave them to me. Everybody is interested in education. And what I did was I just put their name on it, you all, on each cup. And inside each cup was 3 clothespins. You can still buy clothespins. It was 3 clothespins. And if they got a warning, I would take 1 clothespin and put it on the cup. And then by the end of the week, if they had 3 things, they could not participate in activities. And so what I would do, I partnered with one of my colleagues. And so the students in her room, that was good, they could come over and they could play games, and we showed movies, and sometimes I even served food. It was a joyful time, and they looked forward to it. I'm telling you, I very seldom had anyone going to another classroom. Seriously. Everyone wanted to have that fun day. So I'm telling you now because I'm old now, I'm retired now, and these are some of the things, or some of the strategies and things that you can use in your classroom. That's what I'm here to do, to inspire, to encourage, and to empower you. And so you don't know unless somebody tells you. But these are some of the things that, I have developed for myself, strategies for while I, was teaching. So let's go on, because I can talk forever, and I don't want to hold you up this evening. But if you have a joyful educator, it protects emotional and mental health. Educators give a lot of themselves every day. Sustainability or sustainable practice such as self-care. And anybody that knows me, I'm always talking about self-care, because self-care was something that I think I was lacking. I was never taught self-care. And I think self-care is something that has to be taught. I always say as mothers and as women, we forget about ourselves, okay? And we shouldn't, because self-care is important. Supportive leadership is important. When you go to a leader and you tell them, or you have an opinion and you give them something, and they're supportive of that. Being able to have a manageable workloads and professional growth helps maintain their mental and emotional well-being. People don't realize that, but personal or professional PD, personal development, is very important. My mother was a reader. Everybody in my family is a reader. We're avid readers, even my granddaughter. We're all just avid readers. But my mother always had magazines in the house. So I grew up reading magazines. I grew up reading novels. I liked television, and, she wouldn't... I could watch television, but she really didn't want me to watch television too much. And it's really strange, because now I really don't watch television. But back then, because she didn't want me to watch it, I wanted to watch. Oh, baby, at nighttime, I have my door closed. She'd be like, turn that TV out. But seriously, hey. But I'm just saying that it's a balance, you all. We've got to learn how to balance it, and so that everybody is joyful in as much as possible. Let's just put it like that. I think no, I'm gonna go ahead on. I was gonna say we're gonna take a commercial, but I'm gonna go ahead on. You want to honor the value of the profession. You know, it, teachers really don't get paid for, for their worth, because teaching shapes the future. The world is the way it is now because of teachers. Ensuring educators experience joy and sustainability recognizes their importance and honors the impact they make on generations of learners. I can tell you all that I can remember those teachers that affected me. I can remember, I'm in my 70s, y'all. I'm going to tell you how old I am, but I'm in my, and I can remember the names of those teachers who impacted me. Do you think that they were joyful educators? I do. I think that they made me a joyful educator. I'm going to tell you that from the age of 6, that's when I went to nursery school, I was so overjoyed with learning and all of that, that I decided then that I was going to be a teacher. So at that tender age then, going to nursery school or kindergarten, the beginning of kindergarten way back then, I decided that I was going to be a teacher, and lo and behold, that's what I became. I set my goal, and I worked toward that goal. And I taught all through my life, y'all, because I taught Sunday school. I'm seriously, I was, I had to be 8 or 9, and I would teach the babies. They had the little babies there. I would teach them. So I've been teaching for, Lord, all my life, So I enjoy it. Like I said, I help daycares. I have about 13, maybe, I might have about 15 daycares that I work with to help them get their national accreditation for the National Association for the Education of Young Children. As well. I've also been an assessor for the National Association. I've been around for a little bit in the field of early childhood education. I've been honored for awards, and even for the at the Illinois level as well. So as you get older, you need to pass on some of the things that you have learned to other people so that they can know. When you're in the classroom, you can't pass on nothing. And that was one of the things that bothered me in teaching. There's no networking. Now, I was fortunate because I taught Head Start. We had networking. We taught there, but we met with other Head Start teachers. We had plannings together with other Head Start teachers from the district, all around the district. And so, but in the regular situation, there is no networking. Even in the daycare situation, there's no networking. It's just right there in that little thing, unless they have like a director's network, and the directors get together and network. But as far as the people in the daycare, no, I don't see it. Those are things that we still have to work on, okay, as we move on. And before I leave, it's just a simple way to say it. Joy fuels educators, and sustainability keeps the flame burning. Without joy, teaching becomes exhausting. And without sustainability, even passionate educators cannot continue long term. And so that's when you find those educators that's been teaching 20 years and then they decide to leave. they give up. They decide to leave. They decide to leave the field. So I'm gonna look through my notes, y'all, because I want to make sure that I am telling you everything before I close out this evening. You see me flipping through here. Okay. So let's look at the summary of what I've talked about this evening. Supporting educators is not just about improving classrooms. It's about strengthening the future. When teachers experience joy and sustainability, they inspire the next generation to dream bigger, learn more, and believe in themselves. Remember what I just told you. I can still remember the names of the teachers that had inspired me. And I am 70 years old now. Plus. Plus. Okay. So we're going to kind of close out now. And I just want to say thank you all for tuning in and spending just a little time with me to learn about, this is a new series about educators, joyful educators. Because when you have a grumpy educator, they are not teaching your child. They do not like their job. And that comes across. Not just to the children, but to everyone. So I want to again thank you. And I hope in some kind of way that this has inspired you. And I'm also hoping that in some kind of way, this has encouraged you. And I'm also hoping that in some kind of way, this has empowered you. Before I leave, there is a few little things, because, I always forget, that I do want to remind people about. Hold on. I think my computer is froze now, so we'll see. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay, here we go. I still think it's froze, but we'll see. There's a couple of things. It's jumping or something. But it's a couple of things I want to remind you about. If you're on Facebook, I'm going to ask that you support me by giving me stars. Okay, that's their program and stuff. You see how I'm hesitating? There was a storm, but I don't know. I also have a website. This is my website, and on my website you'll find my podcast. You'll find I do other things. You'll find my sweet listings there, as well as my podcast and my gardening, and that's what it is. Anna's Lifestyle LLC.com. If you want to be a guest or advertise on the program or anything like that, I'm always looking for people, and I want to thank the people who have contacted me. But you can always contact me at info@annaslifestylellc.com. Reach out to me. It might take me a few days to get there, but I will get back to you on that. And thank you for your interest in Sweet Blessings, the Anna L. Brothers Show and Podcast. This is another look at the email, and I'm always asking y'all to subscribe. Ooh, Lord, please. Subscribe. You want to like, follow, share, and subscribe to all of my social media platforms. So this is my YouTube. This is my Facebook. And I do have Instagram. I don't see it right now. Okay. So we're going to close out. And I always close out with my 3Ls. So after I do my 3Ls, well, before I do my 3Ls, I do want to do an announcement. I do have a book coming out. Hold on, I can get to it. I'll show it to you. Okay. This is my book. And it's kind of related to kind of what I'm talking about tonight. You know, I always say educators carry one of the most important responsibilities in our society. Shaping young minds, nurturing curiosity, and building the foundation for lifelong learning. Yet the work of teaching often requires emotional energy, creativity, patience, and resilience every single day. Joy and sustainability are essential for educators, not only to remain in the profession, but to thrive within it. When educators experience joy in their work and have sustainable support systems, they are able to bring their best selves to their classroom, to their students, and their community. This is a collaborative book. It brings together the voices and experiences of educators from diverse settings, including daycares, homeschool environments, and traditional schools, to explore how joy and sustainability can transform both teaching and learning. So a lot of people say, well, why did you write this book? Because this book is written because it brings together educators from many environments: daycare, homeschool, and regular school, traditional school. Each educator shares experiences, insights, and encouragement. I would say that this is a book for early childhood care or anyone that is in it. Very diverse. And so what I'm doing, I'm taking pre-orders now. My book will not be out until June. And this is all of the authors who are collaborating in this book. And what I'm doing is the first 50 people who purchase the book, their names will be listed in the book for free. So I'm just putting it out there. If you are interested in the book, purchasing the book, hold on. This is the, where you can purchase it. Let me put it up here real quick. www.childcarejourney.com, Anna, and you can purchase the book there. And the book is $25. Okay, $25. So I wanted to let you know that as well. I will be making that announcement every time. So at the bottom you see that it's where you can purchase the pre-orders of the book. Now I'm going to let you know that I have not posted this on Facebook or anything like that. I'm doing it here on my stream, but I will be posting it there, and I've done it privately. So people are buying the book already. So I just want to give you the heads up on that as well. So I want to thank you this evening, and I want to tell you to live your life, you all. Live your life. Live your life to the fullest. These are my 3 L's. You know I always end with 3 L's. The second L is to laugh. Laughter is so good for you. It makes you feel good. I'm going to keep that running across there in case you all want to purchase the book there. And the last L is love. Remember, I talked about love in this broadcast, about love and self-care. Self-care is so important. And so with that being said, I am going to leave you this evening. I want you to stay blessed, and I will be back next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time with another episode. I'll be talking about educators, because I have not, even though I've been doing this for so long, I have not expounded on the education. And since I got a book coming out, I just figured I would talk about a little bit about the process of educators and things like that. So until then, stay blessed. Hope to see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.